daily assistance we get from our staff council. And the Small Business Committee is very fortunate that both the Minority Staff Council, Mr. Pinellas, and the Majority Staff Council for the Democratic Party are both graduates of the University of Iowa College of Law, like myself, and we're very proud of that on the committee. So with that, I'll yield to Congressman Loebsack to introduce the next witness.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am, in fact, very proud today to introduce Mike Monnahan. He's president of the Blue Strawberry Coffee Company. Since the Blue Strawberry opened in 2003, it really has been a fixture in downtown Cedar Rapids. In fact, I've spent a heck of a lot of time there myself. As Mike knows, it's a great place in the heart of downtown. It's great. Not only do they have wonderful paninis and other great food, but it's a really wonderful place to have informal meetings, and it's a great place to go at lunch just to see people and talk to people, and it's an institution. Mike built the Blue Strawberry from the ground up, and in this sense, he is the quintessential small business owner. He put untold amounts of time and dedication into the business, even opening a location in the Cedar Rapids airport. And one day when I was heading back to Washington, I stopped over at that particular location to get Mike's cell phone number in the midst of all this so that I could give him a call, and his employee probably wasn't supposed to give me his cell phone number, but she did, and so I was able to check on Mike and see how he was doing and how the business was after the floods. And unfortunately, his downtown location was and is in the very heart of the Cedar Rapids Business District, which was inundated by the floods this past June. I don't have any photos of the downtown, but if you were even a casual observer at that time, Cedar Rapids was on CNN, MSNBC, Fox, all those networks all the time. So I'm sure you have a lot of those images or just sort of seared into your memory. The downtown area is still largely in the cleanup and assessment process, but I know that with small business owners such as Mike at the helm, Cedar Rapids downtown can and in fact will rebuild and thrive once again if given the proper resources and support. So Mike, it really is an honor to have you before us today, and I really look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you, Congressman. The Blue Strawberry Coffee Company was established in 2003 as what has been referred to as a groundbreaking establishment preceding the revitalization of downtown Cedar Rapids. Over the last 5 years, it has become an icon in the downtown district and a must-stop for visiting politicians, performers, and tourists alike. The local business community has embraced it and voted it the corridor's best coffee house for business meetings. As a result of the Blue Strawberry's success, other establishments have ventured into the downtown district. On June 11th, 2008, the city of Cedar Rapids was devastated by an unprecedented flood, magnanimous in scope. I was cynical at first, assuming that the water would crest far short of 118 2nd Street, and believed I would be back in business brewing coffee and making lattes within a few days. After all, we were not in the so-called 500-year floodplain. I soon realized that the situation was going to be much more serious than I had imagined. Now, more than 3 months later, we are still out of business and awaiting the renovation of the building we used to occupy. When I fully realized the extent of the damage and the amount of time and money it would take to rebuild, I began to weigh the options. Bankruptcy was an obvious choice. However, I ruled that out rather quickly, given the fact that the Blue Strawberry had been a vital part of the downtown community, and its presence was an important part of the rebuilding process. The business had been profitable, and I was now willing to throw away 5 years of hard work down the drain. Consequently, I made the decision to look seriously at rebuilding the Blue Strawberry. In doing so, I had to look long and hard at the financial position of the company. Not only had I lost nearly all of the equipment, inventory, furniture, fixtures, and improvements associated with the flooded location, I also lost all the equipment and furniture from another recently closed shop that had been stored at the downtown site. I was now faced with 2 outstanding bank loans, no collateral, and no means to make payments on those loans. In addition, there were other outstanding payables to vendors. Because of this significant existing debt, I was reluctant to even attempt to borrow additional money. I was encouraged by my banker and others to at least apply for an SB loan amid rumors of possible grants and or forgivable loans for those who participated. With this in mind, I submitted my paperwork. The individual assigned to verify and assess the damage was in contact with me immediately and made his on-site visit shortly thereafter. I received word approximately 2 weeks later that my loan was denied. After a brief discussion with the loan officer, reevaluated the application and approved a loan for around $107,000 at 4% over a period of 19 years. This amount was about $50,000 less than what I had requested based on the damage assessor's conclusions. Unfortunately, when the paperwork arrived, there was an error in the listing of the officers of the company. I had noted the change on an addendum filed with the application, but it had been overlooked. As a result, the paperwork had to be resubmitted. I received my final loan package about 2 weeks ago. The amount of the loan was reduced to $102,000 because of a $20,000 grant and forgivable loan I had received from the city's recovery fund. Throughout the process, the individuals at the SBA that I dealt with at all levels were helpful and seemed eager to make things happen as quickly as possible. This is not the case with many other applicants that I've talked to. Some are still awaiting word on loans submitted in July. Others are puzzled as to why they've been turned down. And many who have been approved can't understand why the SBA interest rates are higher than those available at local banks. The frustration level is high. I hear again and again that we don't need more debt, we need grants and forgivable loans. People are upset with the lack of attention the disaster is receiving from the government. The situation is serious. As one businessman put it, just as a beach is many grains of sand, a local economy is many small businesses. Wash away the sand and there is no beach. I think the analogy is clear. Thank you.